Hi and welcome. This is Jim Hibbs, your host of the Des Moines Real Estate Show, where we talk about everything from real estate, cars, community events, what's happening in your town. We visit with different retailers, different restaurateurs, and even folks who've been on RAGBRAI. Of course, RAGBRAI at the time of this recording was just last week. I want to bring in a very good friend of mine, Jason Parkin. Jason was out on the ride, and Jason is in the northern part of Iowa this year. Tell us about your ride on RAGBRAI.
A good part of Iowa, because the last glacier that came through these parts was about 10,000 years ago, and it made it nice and flat up there. And so that part of the state's an easy ride to do RAGBRAI through. I started doing RAGBRAI, and I want to make it clear, I've never done the whole thing. I usually do 3 days a year because life happens and you got to get back to it. But I started doing it in 2000. I have a team called Team RAGBRAI. There are a lot of different types of people that go on RAGBRAI. There are families that go on RAGBRAI. There are groups of, for instance, recovering alcoholics who ride as teams and get together and have meetings. There are church groups. There are serious athletes who get up at 5:30 and hammer it out. And then there are people like my team who are grown-ups that want to have fun and pretend like they're in college again. There are a lot of those. And so that's what we've been doing. And it's a group of people from all over the Midwest, really, and we all love each other. And it's like a big, almost like a family reunion every year.
Is that the draw, Jason? I mean, the bike ride itself is a lot of fun, I'm sure, but it's the camaraderie, the people.
Yeah, it is. And again, we've known each other for a long time. And honestly, some of these people I see once a year, and it's like I haven't. It's like we've been gone for a week, and we all get together and do all the same dumb things and sing the same songs and ride our bikes. And the other great thing about RAGBRAI too is that it lets you see Iowa is a pretty state, and you don't see those parts from the interstate. And so you're off on the county roads, and you see the wildflowers and fields, and then you also get to experience the people and the small towns and the people who will give you the shirt off their backs and let people camp in their yards and let them use their showers at the drop of a hat. And it's really a big PR campaign for Iowa, and I mean that because, after a year where we've had a pandemic, where we've had let's call them civil disturbances, you look at the Midwest and go, maybe not a bad place to live. Now, of course, if they haven't experienced the winter here, that's another story, but we'll forget about that for now. Yeah.
Very quiet. Well, that's a perfect segue. I mean, and folks are drawn to RAGBRAI from around the world, and Des Moines and Iowa now has become a draw for people who've decided to, like you just said, leave some of those bigger cities where they have some more of the issues that they have to deal with than they do in the Des Moines area. So we're seeing in Des Moines literally thousands of people moving into the metro area, and that impacts the real estate market. It also impacts, I'm sure, the number of applications that you and the rest of the Clear Mortgage team see, people applying for mortgages in the Des Moines area. What's the world like right now in the mortgage world?
Well, and a lot of what I know from people like you, but I'll tell you, on our side, things did slow down after the 4th of July, and I'm told by realtors that that's normal. And now it seems like as we enter August that they're picking back up again. The government got rid of a 50 basis point fee now that has made some refinances and purchases cheaper. Plus, the rates are back down now. Just before we recorded here, I texted my branch manager, Carrie Hansen with Clear Mortgage, to see where we were. And Jim, you know this as a realtor. When you quote rates, there's all kinds of things that go into them. So It's not just a simple calculation. But on a 30-year, we can be at 2.875 right now, which is down back, getting back low like we were in the spring again.
Yeah.
So things are picking up. I'm hearing that there's still a lot of kind of contested sales. You got people making offers and things like that.
Yeah.
So still busy, I would say.
It's very busy. We do see more homes on the market today. We're over 2,000 in the Des Moines market. I think the last time we talked on your show, we were still down around 1,800, 1,850. So we're over 2,000 for the first time since February. But it is still a very robust market. We're still seeing multiple offers on some properties. We're also seeing, Jason, interestingly enough, a lot of reductions on a weekly basis, meaning folks, sellers have decided to reduce the price of their home. Maybe they shot for the moon and then they found out, they need to reduce that price a little bit. Over 202 in the last 7 days just before this recording. So that's 10% of the market is saying, oh, okay, maybe we priced it a little bit high. But homes are still moving. And one of the things that's still key if you're a buyer is to make sure that you have that pre-approval, and that's something you can help out with, Jason.
Yeah, and it's usually something that can be done on a pretty short order. We can get that cranked out and get it to you. We're sort of, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it, the anti-Wells Fargo, the anti-Rocket. There's 4 local loan officers. You'll have our cell number. You can text, you can call. We're pretty accessible at nights and on the weekends. So this is a business, and yours is the same way. That's where people expect a response, and we try and live up to that.
Yeah, and you might even find Jason on a bike ride.
Yeah, well, I had a bit of a spill, but I'm recovering, and I'm looking forward to getting back on a bike here pretty quick.
Yeah, you showed me a couple of the scratches, so we'll spare the audience that one. Glad you're okay, and always good to visit with you, Jason. And if folks want to get a hold of you, how do they reach out to you?
Well, my website is at Parkin, PARKIN.mortgage. And yes, that's an actual URL. So Parkin.mortgage. And thanks for letting me throw that in.
All right, man. Be good. Stay safe. Thanks for your time today. I appreciate it, Jason. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. So that's the Des Moines Real Estate Show for today. The next time we're going to talk to some folks about cars with coffee. Until then, have a great day.